Hey, welcome back. We are doing 90 days of wealth organization, and we're almost, this week is going to be halfway point for us. So what you're going to see this week is you're going to see a lot more in the next 20 days of things we're going to revisit again and go a little deeper. So we started to see it last week. We're really going to see it in this week. So let me share my screen with you so that you and I can be looking at the same page and really start to, you have this as a download, but where did we leave off? We left off on day 40, which is the cheat sheet on the financials, but we've really started to see where we're going to start hitting things again and again. So we've gone through our organizational papers, we've started kind of putting them together in day 32, but we started looking at the debt again a different way last week in day 33, right? We're going to look at our debt differently. You're going to start shopping the banks. You're going to start shopping the other things. This next section is a lot of action and action on things that just give you a second time to look at them. When we first came to some of these concepts, yeah, we were just kind of looking at it, but now we're going to make it a little tighter, a little cleaner, and a lot more useful. So we're going to start that in day 41 is really going back to our transportation costs. So last time that we did this, if we go back to how long ago, it feels so long ago that we went through and did a transportation review. We did it in day 10. And it's almost the exact same conversation, but now you have had 30 more days to really think about it. So I want you to go back in day 41 and really start looking at what your transportation costs are really. What does it cost you to get to work every day? What is that amount? You're going to start actually figuring out, is it economical to live the lifestyle that you have? How much does it cost you to get from place to place? So I'll give you an example. This is a great time to use your hour to figure out, what does it cost to go all the way into town? Like, some of people live far from a town. Does it cost the same to drive to town to get groceries, or should you just maybe have your groceries delivered? Or is there another way to do it? You're really going to start looking at your transportation costs and looking for ways, specifically on their car loans, on some of these other items, is to try to pull the cost down. So if you have a high car payment, it may be changing your car payment amount. If you have a high interest car payment, it may be looking at how to pay that off. So we're going to take another day to just go back in and look at your transportation. If your transportation is already set and you're good and everything is fine, move on. You can always take home a little bit. You can always take back and go into the next piece. So day 42 is another repeat where we look at that number of the 20% in debt, and now we're going to come back to that number. Anything that was unfinished from when we did it 20 days ago or 30 days ago, we're going to come back to that number. You really don't want to carry around a bunch of debt that is just unsecured garbage debt. So we're really looking at that, at the number that we have in unsecured debt, and now we're going to make a plan. And so in day 42, you're going to start looking at, how's my plan going? It's just a chance to reattach to that topic. So it just gives you one more work day on that subject, because we're just taking 1 hour a day for 90 days. Sometimes we have to kind of come back to it. So that's day 42. The other prices is that day 43, we're going to come back and we're going to revisit our coverage policies. We're going to go back and see, is there another way that we need to look at our insurance policies? If you haven't yet gotten a term life insurance policy and you still have children at home, you need to get that done. There is nothing more important for a parent of a child of any age than to have a term life insurance policy to finish out the promise that you've already made. So if you haven't gotten your term life insurance, then on day 43, really want you to look in on that. If you need insurance resources, there are many of them around. So sometimes it's just going to the person that you're already dealing with insurance at and saying, hey, do you have someone? If you have someone who is an insurance broker, term insurance is so available in so many places. It's not a difficult one to find. So even you can just look at State Farm or anywhere that there's always someone around that would love to talk insurance with you, and you would like to talk term insurance with anyone else. So we're going to go back to that way of looking at all of your insurance policies, but giving it another chance. This is the week that we're going to really round back on topics and tidy up any of those details. So you're not reading it as, oh, I already did that. You're reading it as, now I can go a little deeper. Now I can go a little deeper. On day 44, it is really looking at the ways that you can start investing for the longer term. This is where we're starting to really now move into, let's look at some of these long-term goals, and that starts with retirement. And we're looking to automatically invest in retirement. Even if it's not enough, you want to start that automatic investment. So I always tell people start with $25. If you can just start with $25, you have started. We can always come back to this. We can come back to it next year. We can come back to it later on, but we're going to start putting something away. It can't be zero. So it has to be something. Then we're going to go to the goal list of day 45. So I'm right up here on this, right? Goals list, day 45. When we look at day 45, what are we looking for? We're looking to go back through our top 10 goals that we wrote a few weeks ago. And let's go back to those financial goals and really focus in on what are the ones that you want done in the next 36 months. So we're going to shorten that timeline. So we're looking at kind of the 10 top goals, but we're really looking at how can we get them done? Which ones can get done in the next 36 months? And look for that accomplishment. And then really you're gonna keep it, you're gonna put it on, you're gonna post it, but you're gonna keep that piece of paper and you're gonna always put it in your financial file that you have completed those, because that is also the fun of this, is that you're going to get to see how many things you actually got done. It's really fun to be able to be like, yep, saved $1,000, sign date, put it in your file, because that's your win. And winning at this and having all of the ways that you can win in your own wealth, it's pretty fun. Okay, we are going to go back on day 46. We're going to go back in and review the dead file. And so we are going back to the dead file to really look at what are the forms that you still need. Do you need a power of attorney? Do you need to download that from the state that you are in? Do you need a healthcare directive? Are you waiting to have something notarized? So we're just going to kind of come round back to the first pile of work that we did and finish it up a little bit more. So that's going to be day 46. And the last thing we're going to take on this week is what is called a retirement calculator. We had made the decision just a few weeks ago about what year are we going to claim our Social Security and what year will that be. So now we're going to take that year and we're going to start to decide what a retirement calculator will look like. So I want you to take the hour and really focus in on just doing it online. And this is just get a real number. Get a real number. Even if you don't have anything saved right now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get it done. So give a real number about what you have as monthly income, what you want in retirement, and let's just start getting a calculation. And you'll want to spend the hour doing that. So just going, okay, let me see what I want as an income. Most people will try to get the income that they are currently living at, which is totally fine. So we also have the number that you have from your Social Security. So on day 47, you're going to pull out your Social Security number so that you can just put it into that retirement calculator. And ah, that is enough for this week. So enjoy what we're doing. You're going back to things that you are looked at before, but it's going to feel a lot like Old Home Week this week because it just is amazing how much work you've done, even if you hadn't touched that file. When you go back to it 20 or 30 days later, you do usually pick up and go, "Oh yeah, I do have new thoughts on this. Oh yeah, I do see that I'm changing or that I have new ideas on it." It's surprising how far ahead you really are. So thank you for picking it up. Thank you for shopping. And thank you for spending the 1 hour every day. I will see you in 1 week and it's going to be great. All right. Bye.